What's up? This is going to be a video response for J Davis 882. He had just posted a video about serrated edge versus plain edge. And I do agree with a lot of what he said, but there's a few stuff that my experiences have showed me differently. So one thing being, in his video he had said that plain edge, will excel over serrated edge. A sharp plain edge will excel almost every single time. That could be true for some people. For me, I would say that serrated edge for me does almost 90% of my cutting tasks better. And I know that might be a shock, because I mostly show in EDC plain edges. That's only because I can't find them in serrated edge. You can't get a full serrated Umnum. If I could, that'd be awesome. Both like Spyderco serrations. I don't like the way Reeve does their serrations. I've tried them. They're not for me. Spyderco serrations, I love them. And it's sad to see that there's so many blades that have been discontinued that are full serrated. This, I don't even think they sell the military anymore full serrated. I know they don't sell the Para 2 full serrated. I don't know what would be left. Would that be Pacific Salt? The Salt series, they still come serrated, which is a good option for the H1 steel because it work hardens the steel. The actual serrations test out harder than the plain edge H1 because it's been work hardened. So anyways, I have two of the same knives, different edge profiles, and I'm just going to cut some stuff and kind of show where serrated edge does shine. The only thing that's not good for serrated edge is the whittling wood. They can do it, but the way that they're chisel ground, it's a messy cut. And you once you bite into the teeth, you're kind of locked in. If you could see this here, I'll just do a few more. It'll do it. I mean, you could see I'm making wood chunks, but I don't know if you can see right here. It's like grinding teeth into how you're cutting. If you're starting a fire, though, you can make wood chips. If you needed, I wouldn't baton with a military, but if you did, unlock it, and you could still do it with the serrated edge. That there's no problem there. But it's obviously not like a military. Plain edge military. You see this will bite down in nice, smooth, controlled cuts. So yes, serrated edge, bad for carving wood. Most other things, great. Here's some 3/4 inch rope. Kind of impressive. I cut this in one slice with the Umnum. I think it was during the summer. So I'm just going to loop this around here. I can promise you this M4 is screaming sharp. So there's one pull. Got about halfway through. Let's see how many pulls it actually takes. There's two. Still have a strand left. And 3. Those are some pretty hard pulls. I don't know if you can see where the clip and stuff was biting into my hand. Now, let's try this serrated edge. And Jay Davis did say, they do work better on fibrous rope. So this is not proving him wrong or anything. It's just kind of a demonstration for everybody. There's one slice. All the way through except for 3 fibers. And that could be done with the little tip here. If I was to really push that a little harder, it would have went through in one swipe. So yeah, it excels in fibrous materials like this. My real world experience has shown me that when I go to weed the front garden area, the little landscape area, this is my go-to knife. because, you know, weeds and stuff, they're not quite this thick, but they're definitely, you know, as thick as one of these coming up through. And you just kind of take it at the base, you know, and just kind of pull it upside down and through like that, knocking all the crap off that I'm going to cut for you guys. Hard to do on camera, but you can see it with just one pull. So yeah, like cutting a big hunk of like monkey grass and you want to trim the base down, like I guess you're supposed to for monkey grass. Anyways, so rope, yeah, I would say, me feeling it in my hand, this cut much better than this on the rope. Okay, let's move on. I did a video like this not too long ago, but here's some thin cardboard. Obviously, you guys know the military slicing machine, and that's fine and great. Nice clean cut, nice and easy. Very hard to keep on camera. The serrated edge will bite down into it as soon as you start. Where this wants to slide a little bit and then bite down into it. These teeth are super aggressive and they just bite into whatever. If you could feel that, you see how clean that cut is. I'm not sawing. Just a very clean cut. Very aggressive serrated edge. If you can feel this, it's easier, or just as easy. On real thick cardboard, it's actually easier for me, for a serrated edge, to go through than the plain edge. This is real thin, so it's not really showing you much, other than they do about the same job. But that right there kind of proves a lot of people think that serrated edge is going to be a messy cut. And I'm telling you, here's some finely done serrations. So what I mean by that, you can see how these are super aggressive. My lighting's terrible. See how these are super aggressive serrations? These are real shallow. These shallow ones cut just as well. Nice clean cut. So I think it's kind of a misconception that people think, oh, serrated edges cut, you know, nasty. They don't, not in my experience. I don't know if I've said it. I carried a serrated edge Cali for like a year for EDC. And there was a time where that was the only knife I really cared for. And that's when I started to pick up all the serrated edges. You know, I just loved them. I still love them. I just can't find a serrated edge Sebenza or Umnumzaan. Alright, here's some super thick plastic. I'm going to go through these ribs. You see, this is like an industrial size. When you have 4 kids, you need to go to like BJ's and buy the biggest thing of laundry detergent you can get. I'm going to go through these big, thick ribs. I don't know what you'd ever have to cut this for, but let's just try it. Actually, let's go through the thicker part. I was push cutting fairly well. It's a little hard. You know, it does the job. So, you know, plain edge is good. You know, I do carry plain edge almost 95% of the time. Let's try serrated edge. Now the teeth, I don't know if you can see that, how I zipped right through it. Like the teeth hook on to what you're trying to cut. They're so aggressive. There's almost no effort. Definitely more noisy, but I don't know, you can see. We'll try a different kind of plastic. Maybe this will simulate like a blister packaging or something. Again, I'm going to go through these ridges here just because I feel like that might be a little bit harder. Oh, that M4. This is a powerful, powerful knife. The military in general, but when you put that M4, that's just insanely sharp. Okay, the same thing. I know you probably can't see it, but the serrations actually catch in the hook and cut inside that hook. So, Jay Davis's video, like I'd said in the comments, I think he made a lot of great points, but I do think there's things that serrated edge excels at, and one being like fibrous materials like the rope and even like cloth and stuff like that. Another bonus when you're using something like this, like a real world task for me, out doing my weeding in the garden, and I ran the whole edge up against concrete. I broke the tip off because, you know, I was cutting right next to my sidewalk. Well, the teeth actually hit the concrete, but inside the serrations actually stayed sharp. Because you can see when you hit, I know you know what I'm talking about, when you hit, the inside of that edge is completely protected from, you know, harm's way. So that was one thing, and another thing is you get more cutting edge per length. If you were to take a string, a fishing line or something, and trace the whole teeth and then pull the string out, it would be longer, you know, than this edge. And for EDC tasks, from my experiences from carrying a full serrated edge knife for almost a year, it did everything just as well, if not better. Like food prep, that Cali 3 and any of these tear food up. Obviously the grinds still come into play. You're looking at a saber grind. This is not going to slice an apple as well as this or this, you know. But I don't know, serrations have a lot of pluses. I think that they get a bad rap because people are used to cutting with, like Jay Davis had said, that most of his experience has come from his Leatherman charge. So I'm not saying that's bad or that these serrations are terrible, but if you tried these serrations and then, you know, you would say, well, you know, they're totally not for me. I would just say to anybody, try Spyderco serrations out before you say they're not for you. Which is kind of scary because not many people buy serrated knives, so it's going to be hard to sell if you don't like it. But I guess you could grab one cheap off the forums, like used. I don't know. And then a real quick opinion on combo edges. I'm going to go against the grain too. I love combo edges. Like if I was not a knife hobbyist and I was a contractor for housing, this would be my knife. ZDP combo edge. I have enough blade length to make this plain edge useful, and I also have enough serrations there. I'm not sure how sharp these are. This has been beat down in my shop. To actually cut cardboard or zip ties, you know, or rope. It's not as good as a full serrations. I agree. Let's see, that was almost all the way through. Just you're not getting as much bite. Oh shoot, there's a few fibers there. So I definitely would rather pick one or the other. But if I was only going to carry one knife, you know, as a contractor, not being a knife guy, this would be a great option, combo edge. You just have to learn how to cut with combo edge, because I think a lot of people think that you saw like you do this. I guess you can, but that's not how they're designed to use. You don't saw with them. But anyways, so that's that, and I'm not really proving anybody wrong. If you haven't already, go check out Jay Davis. I think it's 882 or something. I will put another link in the description. He's got a really great channel going on. A lot of good topics and stuff like that. Thank you so